welcome to March West Junction TMD, and in today's video we're going to take a look at these three MGR wagons that are from three different manufacturers. We've got one from Accurascale, one from Hornby and one from Cavalex. So what we're going to do is go over to the workbench and do a little comparison of what you get in the model, what's possibly right, what's possibly wrong, and I'll probably give it a sort of scoring type thing at the end. So grab yourself a drink and let's go over to the workbench. Okay, we're over at the workbench, and these are the three models we're going to chat about. This is the Hornby one, this is the Cavalex one, and this is the Accurascale one. Now, start with the underside detail, and as you can see from the underside, let's turn this one round so it matches the moulding of the other two. There is a representation of the underflooring there that opens out, but not on the Hornby one. But Hornby has got some of the pipe work here and these two parts which match onto the other two models. All of them are free running, which is nice. But as you can see, these two are completely different models to the Hornby one. All of them have got sprung buffers, but I've noticed that the buffers on these two are a smaller shank compared to the one on the Hornby one. Now, it's difficult to see on photos what the shank size should be. There is a local railway to me called Chasewater Railway, which have got 6 of these wagons that they've got preserved. So probably in the future I'll go up and check it out. But at the end of the day, I don't know which is the right type of shank for these. So if you know, please put it in the comments below. The coupling, as you can see on this one, there's a very small kinematic coupling, which is the Accurascale. On the Cavalex, it's just fixed in place, the same as the Hornby. So it's a little bit better on the Accurascale one. Side profile. Now what I've done, I've measured them all over the buffers, and the actual size, scale length at 176.2 over the buffers, this is a bit nerdy, but it's 118.66, and the Hornby one, that's measuring 119.17. The Accurascale one at the bottom is 119.09, but the Cavalex one is measuring 118.76. So that's nearly bang on, give or take 0.1 of a mil. So fair play to Cavalex. I think they get top points for that, whereas Hornby and Accurascale are a bit longer over the buffers. Now the width as well, either side of each wagon, that should come in at 36. It's 35.9974 in scale, but it should come in at 36. Now the Hornby one's quite narrow, it's coming in at 34.72. The Cavalex one is coming in at 35.83, and the Accurascale one is coming in at 35.63. So I think the Cavalex one wins it on the width, as this one's a little bit narrow and that one's completely different width, sorry. But while we're on about length, I don't know what the actual length, without including this top part, just the length of the actual hopper itself, and not that cowling on the top. All three of them are completely different. So starting off with the Hornby one, that's 98.88. Then the Accurascale one is 101.32, and then the Cavalex one in the middle is 102.86. So there's quite a big difference. There's 3mm difference between those two. Those two, there's 2mm difference, and those two, there's 1.5mm difference. So please drop a comment below if you know what the actual length's supposed to be, because they are all different, and I don't know what is the correct size. Now this is a measurement taken from the hopper top on all of them, not including this cowling on the top. It's just the actual hopper itself, and that's where the differences come. Okay, so we'll just look inside the wagons, and this is the Hornby one, and as you can see there's some nice rivet detail, very fine, and it's got the bracketry at the bottom there, which I suppose lift up to drop the coal out the bottom, and the shape of it looks pretty good. Then we've got the actual Cavalex one, and the rivet detail is a bit more pronounced, which looks better. There is a few more details standing out more than the Hornby one, but overall it looks really good. Now we come to the Accurascale one. Now this is the first time I'm going to put a little bit down on it. Inside looks pretty good, the rivet detail's pretty good, but what I don't like about the Accurascale one is in the corners, as you can see at the bottom, compared to that one, they've actually moulded wheel arches which aren't represented on the real thing, which is a bit of a letdown. Now I think the reason for that is that angle that tapers in is incorrect, because otherwise it would have fulfilled covering it like it does on that one, and the same on the Hornby one. If I'm wrong and they've got the angle right and they've done a compromise on them two, please drop a comment below. But that's the only thing that lets this Accurascale one down, is having those in. Now if you fit a load it's not a problem, because you won't even notice that, but it's just a shame that they've had to compromise and put that in. I've checked the wheelbases and all of them are the same wheelbase. The back-to-backs are working out perfect with the back-to-back gauge, so that's really good. Okay, so I'm moving on to the running qualities. Now I was a little bit disappointed here, because the Hornby one, no matter what track I put it on, no matter what I couple it to, it runs fine. The Accurascale one is the same. But this Cavalex one, I've had a few issues. First of all, the coupling height doesn't match the other wagons. It's a lot lower, and I've had trouble coupling it to other wagons and locos because of the height difference. And the other thing is, it doesn't like second radius curves, and sometimes it don't like third radius on its own. The issue I've had is it keeps derailing. It's okay on third radius majority of the time, but not all the time. But I have had a few issues with this wagon, whereas the other two, they've just non-stop running. Okay, so on third radius, the Cavalex one will run in a rake, but on its own it struggles, and I'll show you what I mean. Now I'm sure these were fourth radius when I purchased them, but for argument's sake we'll say the third. So this is the Hornby one. As you can see, it's no issue. Then I'll bring the Accurascale one, and again no issue, slows down a little bit, but no issue. But when I bring the Cavalex one, you'll see the difference. It's already come off the track and I've only run it lightly. I'll show you again. And it comes off the track. So for some unknown reason, it don't like going round my curves. Now, if you've got a big layout with big wide curves, I don't think you'll have a problem. And like I say, as you see from the in-between footage, it's not really an issue in a rake, other than sometimes the coupling does sort of snag a little bit. But I can't run it on the second radius because it comes off every time. Third radius, like I've just showed you, no matter what I do, I could turn it round actually for the video. Now I've got that many locomotives of rolling stock. I've never had an issue before. Where, as you can see, it can't handle that curve on its own and it comes off. Now, whether it's to do with weight, I don't know. But for some unknown reason, weight-wise, I'd say it's on par, maybe a little bit heavier than the Accurascale. Probably that's the heaviest, the Hornby one. But unfortunately, running qualities is not very good. So it sort of puts me off a little bit, which is a shame. So, okay, summing up, what it is, I've had a class 58 and basically I want to procure a rake of wagons. I don't want to spend a fortune because, not saying cash is a problem, but it isn't as good as it used to be. I am a lot tighter with my money than previous. So that's why I've done this exercise, just to give me a comparison of all the three companies. Now, looking at all three of them, from a visual point of view, I think all three of them are good enough for what I want, because I'm not going to see the full detail underneath, so I'm not bothered about that. These two, Accurascale and Cavalex, come with separately fitted parts, which I don't fit, so I'm not bothered about that. But overall, all three of them are contenders just by the visual look. One thing that puts me off the Accurascale one is those little wheel arches inside, which is a shame. Obviously, these look a bit more refined than that one, the Hornby one. Dimensionally, if I run that next to that, if I line it up, it does stand out, the difference. You can see a big step in the difference. Line it up properly, there you go. So there's a big step in that difference there. But if I run that with that, and then run that with that, you can't notice the difference because it's so small between the overall three of them. But next to each other, it can cause an issue. So obviously the Hornby one lost some points there. If it's wrong, I don't know if it's wrong. Like I say, the running qualities, these two, outstanding, never have an issue, never come off the track, never a problem. This one, I can run it in a rake on my outside track, but I can't run it on the inside track for some unknown reason. It just wants to jump off the track, and on its own it wants to jump off the track, which is a bit unusual. And like I've just showed you, I've turned the wagon round, I've checked the back-to-backs on all the wagons, and they all seem fine. So really, the next thing is about the price. So on the Hornby website, these are £20, £19.99, which in this day and age, 20 quid for a wagon, I don't think it's that bad. But the Accurascale, you buy them in packs of 3, and it works out to £24.98 each. So I think that's really good value. It's only £5 difference, and the detail difference you get between the two is a completely different level. It is one of the best, other than those wheel arches inside. And then finally, the Cavalex one, again in triple packs, which works out to £29.98 for an individual wagon. So that's £10 more than that and £5 more than that. Now yes, you haven't got the wheel arches, but the problem I've got going forward is I can't afford to buy a load of wagons and not be confident that they'll run around my track. Now I'm not saying my track's perfect, it's no gradients on it. The temperature is always around 18-20 degrees. I don't have any problems with any other rolling stock, no matter what make it is. All my other hopper wagons never have a problem with fixed wheels. So this will be an issue going forward. Now, second-hand market wise, I picked these up for £45 with the postage, 3 of them. I picked 3 of these up for £31 with the postage. Now this one I bought from, I think it's Trains For You, and it's a factory second because there's a gap under the body, and they were selling these for, I think they're £23 or £24. So it's a second being brought in line with the price of Accurascale's RRP price. So going forward, I might buy a mixture of these and these, depending if the price is right. But unfortunately, the Cavalex one, I'm going to give it a miss. I love the model. Looking at the model is beautiful. On the shelf, it's beautiful. I can get it to run on my outside curve, but I'm just not 100% happy that I've got no confidence that the trains will be running and I can leave the room to go and grab a drink and come back and they'll still be running. I think they'll be derailed. So that's a little bit of a disappointment for me. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's give you an insight of what wagons are on the market and at what price and whether the value for money. Me, Accurascale's the winner. Yes, it's got those wheel arches, but it's the winner all day long. But it's just getting them for a full rake at RRP would be an absolute mortgage. The Hornby ones, they're coming in a lot cheaper. Yes, they don't look out of place against the other two, and the price is a bit more affordable, shall we say. Especially there's more of them on the second-hand market because people have been selling them to buy the other two. And then finally the Cavalex one, unfortunately I do like the wagon. I'll possibly buy a couple more, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're the top price and I can't guarantee they're running. So like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've got something from it. If you have, please share with your friends and colleagues so they get some information off it and they can make a decision on what they want. Like I say, if you've got a big layout, all 3 of them ain't a problem. If you haven't got the sort of curves that I've got, ain't a problem. If you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, can you please subscribe? It's free of charge. It helps me grow my channel, and it'd just be a bonus the more people I get as subscribers. If you want to be notified when I release my next video, please hit the bell icon and select all, and you'll be notified automatically if I do a video on reviews, modelling, layouts. I've got 2 layouts, as you possibly will know if you've been to this channel before, and hopefully you'll learn something from it and I'll learn something from it from your feedback. So thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your modelling and please stay safe. Bye for now.